clip I got on IG where this Chinese guys talking about they want to bomb China if U.S. want to bomb China. He said it was funny. He said if U.S. bombed China, they would suffer devastating consequences. He said China's policy is clear. We will not fire the first shot, but China will not allow you to fire the second shot. He said China won't fire the first shot, but we damn sure won't allow you to fire the second. Hey,
all that stuff. America got some shit. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, we got some shit.
America got some shit so out cold that Obama turned into a child when his election to office gave him the clearance to see it. He came out and did a speech at the United Nations and dared them motherfuckers to come over here and do something with stuff we got. He said, you don't care about an alien.
Yeah, they got some heavy duty stuff. They got alien technology. They got, man, look, I got a video of them fighting some reptilians on the ground, and they shooting the military, the military. They were shooting some that shot a big old plasma ball out of it at this reptilian. Like boom, and it was like two dudes holding this big old gun they had, like some kind of plasma gun, and they shot it at the reptilian, blew a whole chunk out the wall, man, blew a whole side of the building off. I said, man, what the heck is that joint? They got there, like, man, they really fighting extraterrestrials. That's the part they ain't telling. They really fighting.
But their weaponry is they don't. That's not practical warfare to have a weapon where it take two people to fire. But they do have plasma weapons that you can fire out of one hand.
Yeah, they got
that'll knock a hole in the wall.
Man, I got a video of this shit. You can go. It's a video. Hey, go watch this video I put out called "Reptilians Hidden in Plain Sight" in the different extraterrestrial tape. It showed a video. I showed one of the videos of them shooting this gun, shooting this reptilian. Man, they blew a whole chunk off a building. And I said, man, what they like? You know, they showing us something in a movie though, like back in the day, like remember Demolition Man when they put out Demolition Man with West. They were showing us different type of technology they already had then, like the guns and stuff.
Yeah, the lasers. They've been having laser swords. The laser sword is where they get the lightsaber from.
Yeah, from what's the name? Yeah,
it's made with crystals and light.
Yeah,
crystals, light, and kinetic energy that's come from your body.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In between these dimensions and what that means for us, Rod.
So, they talk about the veil in masonry.
A lot,
The lifting the veil of the shrine, the sacred shrine of the Black Madonna.
Yeah.
The tomb of Hiram and Biff, all of them is behind the veil.
Yeah.
Right? There's all concepts that's actually formulas for physics problems. We really looking at it being translated into our modern language from ancient times using the symbolism. Right? So the symbol carried the original meaning into the future, but it's like when everybody telling the same story and you go around the room, it don't come back like it started. But the symbol remains the focal point to keep people looking at it for what it is instead of what the illusion is telling them it is. So the one thing we do, if we want to know what's behind the veil, first we have to understand the veil itself. Right? The veil is part of the Kali Yuga time cycle that put us in the sleep state as the gods, the resting state for the gods. So all of the gods been working for trillions of years, and then all of a sudden the superior gods say, go take a nap. You need some rest. So you go through the Kali Yuga, which is the state of ignorance, the darkness of the mind. So the darkness of the veil comes from the emptiness of space that resides as mind. where mind got to fill the space and build the diagrams, which is the physics formulas to put everything back in order within the mind, the same way it's put together outside the mind, and use the inner self as a mirror for the outer self. So it's telling you principles of high magic, but it's simplifying them where you could just tell somebody that the veil itself is telling you how to lift it by learning certain key magical practices, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or mathematical studies. So it's hardwired into everything, right? But it's scattered out to you have to get to a certain level of recognition that you can see it being reflected in all of the things around you. Right? Then you start tracking it back to try to find out the source. Where did this come from? Once you find out the source, when it happened, what did it mean? So while you learning and understanding that there's certain practices that's required to lift the veil or rent the veil is what they call it. Right? These practices are all mentalism. They all deal with powers of the mind, being able to align your inner world to your outer world until you can melt away the ripples in the current.
Indeed. Yo, did anybody here at like the 3-minute mark when Ra was talking, it sounded like this nigga was on a spaceship and it was like like it sounded like real like an alien was behind him talking. Y'all can rewind it and listen, but underneath him it sounded like an alien, like a spaceship or something. Did y'all hear that? It was yeah, like the 3-minute mark, right? Rod, where you at, man? Cause you ain't got the camera. You on a spaceship, Rod? Where Rod at? They done abducted him. Rod, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, my brother David heard it. See, David was like, I heard it. Yeah, somebody said like digital artifacts. What was that, Rod? We think there's some shit going on? Or I'm just being a conspiracy theorist, man. What's going on?
Look, everything in the world is holographic by nature.
Ooh, yeah, there you go. That's that talk. That's that.
This talk. This one of the ways you understand the veil.
Yeah.
Michael Talbot, Holographic Universe. Remember?
Yes, got it. Bobby Hemmett told me to get that book. Yes.
Now, do you understand how a holographic projector works?
Yeah, somewhat. Every piece of the hologram has the whole hologram within it.
That's the fractals of the hologram.
It's the fractals. Okay.
Right. The fractals are like the pixels on your phone that come together to form the whole image.
Yeah.
Okay. The fractals is coming together to form the image of everything in the universe. Now, if you take one fractal, everything in it is the same information that's in the whole of the universe. Right? That means that each fractal has enough information in it to explain everything.
Indeed.
But we got to first understand the smallest part first.
Right.
So when we're looking at lifting the veil, we're trying to get the mind. Right? Remember it say in the New Testament it say, let this mind be in you, which was in Christ Jesus. And he said, what does it say? Who thought not it to be a sin to make himself equal with God.
God, yeah.
And he was made so by the thinking of the mind. Right? So you want this mind to be in you. If you don't think like a God, you will never understand what God thinking. You'll always be behind the curve. So when you want to lift the veil, you got to start asking yourself, because remember, you can't lie to yourself.
Nope.
You lie to everybody else.
I talk about that. People lie
You
like a
can't lie to yourself, because as soon as you try to lie to yourself, guess who already know you lying? You already know you lying. Right? So you can't lie to yourself. Because you have to have the inner dialogue to come up with the story that's going to be the perfect lie, or so you think it's the perfect lie.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That means you had to first, you and your inner self had to concoct this story.
Right.
It's the same with the external world. Whatever it is going on inside of you, working with the other pixel projectors, y'all are telling the same story
Mm-hmm.
at the same time.
Same time.
Right? But then the wave that moves through the pixels,
Mm-hmm.
like the sun moved across the earth, when the waves move across the pixels, the ones that's not getting the direct light not lit. And you can still use the darkness in order to use it as a backdrop to line in the color. All of the colors that's being projected is continuing upon being overlaid over a dark screen. Right? Because when you look at the streamers in the Matrix, you see the neon green,
Yeah.
but you're not paying attention to the background black.
Right.
Okay, now when you look at the picture behind you now through the screen, you're not realizing that it's being reflected off the pitch of the dark black.
Mm-hmm.
If you zoom in between the pixels or the pixels on the screen of the photograph, the further you get in, you find out that it's more black there than it is actual color.
Mm.
Dark matter.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And this is the composition of what the veil made of. The dark matter of the mind.
Mm-hmm.
Subconscious mind. So we all be put under a hypnotic spell.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The hypnotic spell make us believe that everything we agree to is what we projecting out, never knowing that we projecting out not what we agreed to, but what we was told to accept.
Mm-hmm.
Once you realize that we weren't projecting their reality for them, we can hijack their system by projecting our own reality. This is why you need leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Leaders give you a focal point to put the energy so that you can know who winning the game.
Mm. Rod, let me ask you this, Rod. With the information you're talking about, we're talking about the thinning of this veil. One of the words that we hear continuously is the ascension of the soul, and how our spirit is. People talk about ascension symptoms, ascension this, ascension that. What word is better to describe what we're experiencing right now, Rod? Would you say ascension, or would you say remembering? What word do you think is better suited for what we're experiencing right now at this time?
We're graduating.
Mm.
Everybody's graduating from a different class, but we all graduating.
But we all graduate, but just different classes, you're saying?
Yeah. Imagine a K through 12 one school.
Yeah.
We all in the same school. And we all get a graduation ceremony, but we only notice the ones for the 5th grade graduation and for the high school graduation. We remember them, but we remember we've been passed up class to class from the beginning.
I thought deaf was graduation.
That's the final graduation. That's when you exit the school.
Right, okay.
Right? But while you in the school, you graduate from grades.
Mm-hmm. Got you. Okay.
Okay, now, and to put it in terms that a traveling man can understand, we call it putting it in degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got 3 degrees of Blue House Masonry in the Prince Fellowcraft Master Mason. But when you get to the Scottish Rite, then you got over 32 degrees to contend with. Plus, you got an honorary 1 1/3 that was given to the 33 1/3 in order to make him be above freezing at 32 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we master flipping by unraveling the meaning of the veil and then telling you what it's telling you that you're looking at.
Got you. That makes
Right?
sense.
So all of the traveling men right now is in utter amazement because they thought that the degrees that they was getting was making them important in the brotherhood. But it wasn't the degrees they was getting, it's what they did to get the degree that gave them value. Right?
Mm. Mm. You know, can you hear me, Rod? Because it sounded like he was breaking up. Can you hear me? And I think he's, for some reason.
Hold on a second, Brother Rick.
Okay. You give Rod Hayes a second, family. Let the brother get a brother a second. All right. But shout out to everybody in the chat. We almost at 2,000 in the chat. Great way to start the show so far. Yeah, the veil is thinning. And I know y'all hearing and seeing things and feeling things that y'all haven't felt before in your lives. This show is really to let y'all know that y'all not going crazy, regardless of what the world of society tells you. Maybe some of y'all might be a little crazy. Everybody's a little bit crazy. A little crazy is good in a world that's crazy. But don't worry about it, y'all. We are
Listen,
on the right
Rich.
track. Yeah. Oh, you back? What's up, brother?
Look, sane people look insane to people that's insane.
There you go.
Insanity can be manufactured and given to you as a contagious aberration.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about contagion aberration in Dianetics by L. Ron Hubbard,
Mm-hmm.
right? But they don't tell you that the different people can give you their thought form. It's the egregore at that point.
Mm.
They infecting you with an egregore that in Dianetics is called an Ingram.
Ingram?
But it's an Ingram.
Mm.
And the Ingram is the negative thought form that puts you a bad operating system in your mainframe. So you go back to the computer principle, garbage in, garbage out. So if you know how to disrupt the program, this is where you dumping the garbage in at.
Right.
It's the breach in the wall. You're giving it to somebody as a thought form based on your character and disposition.
Mm.
Right? So they sitting there and they listening to you talk your talk, but you influencing them to get the Ingram in by inferring what you believe and let their mind take it from there and they can slightly twist it to fit their own narrative.
Right.
Because they still got to fill in the blanks.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So when the understanding of how it works becomes known to the people, it make it easier to see through the deception. The problem is that when they first see it, they don't believe that they seeing what they seeing. When they exactly what you see. The level of corruption you see is worse than that.
Mm.
No matter how bad you think it is, it's worse. The level of human trafficking that you think it is, it's worse.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much worse than what they doing in their adrenochrome factories and underground torture cities. Right? It's so much worse because our mind, the regular person with a good, generous heart, they mind don't think people think that wickedly.
Right.
But all it is the extreme opposite of the good and the good people.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to have the law opposites in the realm of polarity. Right? The polarity comes in, and now we're talking about what basically call your right severity and mercy. Why do they call them severity and mercy? Because you learn between the buffer and the stressor. The mercy is the thing you want to move toward. It's the buffer. And the stressor is the stuff you want to move away from.
Right.
Right? And that's the stressor.
Right.
So if you want to teach somebody something, You expose them to both of them repeatedly, and they 9 out of 10 gonna pick the right one based on what they trying to do.
Indeed. Rod, I want to ask you, in terms of the veil being thin, and people can feel certain things that they didn't feel. I notice sometimes when I wake up, Rod, when my spirit returns to this realm, sometime when I wake up from it could be an intense dream, or it could just be a certain type of sleep, and I wake up and I got this eerie feeling, and I feel like I'm still in between worlds, and I feel like I got a lot of control over this realm because I'm like Neo in the Matrix almost. It's like that first hour or some shit like that. I want to know that feeling. Is that going to be like a all day feeling for us? The more the veil thins, like we're sort of like this eerie in between world feeling where we're totally not here. Is that how we would describe that feeling when the veil gets extremely thin and the worlds merge?
Well, we all have inner talents, either skills that we develop or talents that we brought from past lives that we was born doing, right? The lifting of the veil is about the awakening of the mind. So the mind going through the Kali Yuga, the dark state.
Wait, hold up, Rod. They saying our mics are going in and out. Listen, family. I hear Rod fine. How is it with y'all? The mic situation. So both me and Rod are breaking up.
That could be the YouTube.
The sound is bad. Hey, Rod, let's both go out and come back in.
Okay.
See if that helps. All right. Yeah. Rod, you hear me, my brother?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I hear you fine. Yeah. Look, people are saying I was good. So it's just some people. It's not every. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah. It's just some of y'all. All right. Y'all good? Okay. All right, Rod. Go ahead, my brother.
What was
Yeah, I'll ask you that question about waking up and having that eerie feeling the first hour